just forgot to connect. That's really good, isn't it? I mean, and I can't blame this on Mercury or Venus retrograde because both of those delightful planets are finally direct. I mean, I realized last week that Mercury was direct, but Venus was not. So, yeah, that's where we are. Becky! Guys, we have Gypsy Soul Surfer here tonight. I mentioned her last week. I've got lipstick all over my teeth. I mentioned her last week talking about Reiki treatments. She's your girl, Gypsy Soul Surfer. I have been working in my yard because apparently I've been ignoring it. And there's a lot of stuff that is like gone haywire in my yard today. Well, not today, but I've been working in the yard today because it's just a mess. I mean, there's stuff just growing, like all kinds of stuff just growing all over my yard. And I was like, okay, I know I'm a little late, like, starting my garden, but I'm not that late. And I should already have my seedlings in. Hey, Kelsey, I should already have my seedlings in, but I don't. And that's okay. I'm working on it. I'm dealing with it. Yeah. But I really, really want to talk about this North Node Saturn conjunction that is happening today. I couldn't remember exactly when it was happening. And I've been talking about it for months. I started talking about it last year. I've been talking about this for months, and I'm all about, what happened? Oh, sorry. I have been all about this Saturn conjunct North Node. And the reason why is because I like to look at the history of stuff. By the way, with this lovely little Neptune in Aries thing, I think I did speak about that. Becky, I'm so glad I'm not alone. But the weather's been so crazy here in Georgia. Am I right? I mean, like, I'm just like, I just don't want to put any of my little seedlings out yet because I'm just like, I'm just not feeling really good about it. So I'm just holding on to them for just a little bit longer. And I'm looking for a proper greenhouse. The one that I had was small and mostly plastic, and it collapsed. So, and I had it for years. So it did its job well, but So, this Neptune and Aries thing, it's not hitting us all really hard, like in the immediate, because it went in on the 30th or the 31st of March is when Neptune moved out of Pisces and into Aries. And I'll tell you, it's a big deal. It's not going to change us immediately, but we are going to feel that like move ahead, that sort of just like jump in and like go to it. What is going to bother me is when Neptune goes retrograde and stays in Aries. So this year, Neptune is going to go retrograde and he's going to retrograde back into Pisces. Okay, that's fine. But when Neptune is retrograde, we like take off the rose-colored glasses. We stop dreaming and we start acting, I don't want to say rationally because that's not accurate. We start sort of acting a little bit irrationally based on some of the things that we've been thinking while Neptune was direct. A little delusional. But the great thing about Neptune is definitely the dreamer. What have these cats done to my lights? Neptune is definitely the place where we see a lot of dreams. I mean, it's where we can chase our dreams and we can go, oh, yeah, this is what we want to do. This is where we want to go. And this isn't the total topic for tonight, but this is just a little bit of it. But historically speaking, Neptune stays in the same in the same sign for 14 years, right? So the last time Neptune was in Aries was during the American Civil War. I think I may have mentioned that last week, but I can't remember. So that's okay. But I'm just telling you that that's the only thing that kind of like bothers me a little bit about that. But I also feel like that this is going to definitely give us that like get up and go sort of thing. It's going to give us that drive to just like move forward. Because Aries is, I don't know how many of you have a lot of Aries in your chart, but Aries is the sign of like go, go, go. They want to be first. They want to be present. They want to, so I think that people that have maybe an Aries moon have a little bit of a hard time because, it's hard to do that with your emotions. But when it's in your midhaven, yeah, it's good to go. So I want to talk about this Saturn North Node conjunction as I digress off of the Neptune thing. Yeah, I'm just a little bit obsessed with that too. And no, I'm not wearing my eyelashes tonight, but I do have some residue on my eyelid. So I know it's really attractive. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So Saturn conjunct North Node. Now, this does not happen a lot. Well, it does. Every like 12, 13 years. So here's what I want you to do. This is what I did. Again, looking at the history. So today, it actually happened late last night. It's today. April 14th, April 15th, Saturn is conjunct North Node. Now, North Node doesn't move really fast, and neither does Saturn. They stay in the same, sign for a little bit. So they're not rushing to move here. But they're conjunct in Pisces, very emotional. But the last time this conjunction happened was in September of 2013. Then the time before that was June of 2002. And then the time before that was January of 1991. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because the 3 previous dates, January of 1991, June of 2002, and September of 2013, I moved. And it wasn't like a small move. It was like a big move that I was like moving out of like unhappy environments. I was moving and making some big changes. That's what I was doing. So during that time, I was making big changes. So that's what I was looking at for me in this particular North Node Saturn conjunction, is looking to see like what it is that I'm doing now. Like what is it that I'm making a big change or a big move with. Now, that's what happens to me. Hey, Tiffany, that's what happens to me. That's not necessarily what happens to you. That's why I'm giving you these dates so you can look back and you can go, what was I doing in September of 2013? What was I doing in June of 2002? What was I doing in January of 1991? And please do not tell me that you weren't born. I can't handle it. I can't do, that's just going to mess me up right now. Last week I was drinking like water that was tinted green because I put flavor in it. And I think it did some weird things to my teeth. And this week I'm drinking coffee, and don't come at me. I've got a lot of work to do tonight. It's after 9 o'clock at night. I am drinking coffee. And again, I feel like it's doing weird stuff to my teeth. Don't know what that's about with me. It's kind of crazy. So I do want to talk about like what was happening, or you don't have to tell me, but look at your history. I was 7 in 1991. Becky, I thought you were my friend. It was the year after I graduated from high school. Yeah, I was 18. So that's fun. Where were we at? So I want you to look back at those dates and see if there was something happening big in your life, and see if you can spot a trend. See if you can look at your chart and you can spot the trend. Or, again, historically speaking, see if you can spot a trend in your personal life. And it may not be a big move like mine, or a big change like leaving something bad and moving into something better. Maybe you just changed jobs. Maybe you just did something different in your career. Maybe you did something different with a relationship. Now, my relationship things seems to happen when Saturn is conjunct South Node. The dates again, just a little quick recap. Okay, so yesterday and today, April 14th, 15th is when Saturn is conjunct North Node in Pisces. Then September of 2013, June of 2002, and January of 1991. And I'm not going back any further than that because Becky has already made me feel old. But yeah, she said she was 7 in 1991. So we're not going to go back any further than 1991. Yeah. Hey, Suzanne. Oh my gosh. Hi. For heart stuff in the hospital, not planned vacation. Oh my gosh, Suzanne. I can light a candle for you. I think I have like 2 healing candles left. I've got to order some before it gets hot outside. I think I've got 2 healing candles left. I'll light one for you. Oh wow. Oh my gosh, Becky, I'm so sorry. That's a huge life-changing event. That's a huge life-changing event, Becky. So that's what I'm talking about. Saturn in itself is a life changer, okay? When we have our Saturn returns, which usually happens between 28 and 32, that's our first Saturn returns. Our second Saturn returns happens around 60-ish. Hang on, I have all the stuff pulled up because I wanted to be able to talk about it. So Saturn is very, I think Saturn is a very important component. And several classes that I took on astrology, they were all about like, where is their Saturn? Like, make sure you know where their Saturn is. And I was always of the impression that, let's look at sun, moon, and rising. And that's 100% looking at sun, moon, and rising. But Saturn plays a significant part in that. Please, thank you. I didn't mean to hijack. You didn't hijack anything, Suzanne. You're lovely, and it's fine anytime you want to jump in. But Saturn is our life lesson, okay? Saturn, one class that I took said Saturn was the high school principal, that was just like always on you. So, it's important that you get to know where Saturn is in your chart so that you can evolve. so that you can be like, okay, I understand where the Saturn is, because the Saturn is our life lesson. And just being like, okay, we have to, we have to be nice to ourselves when we're dealing with this whole like Saturn stuff. I mean, it's pretty deep. So, so a good thing to do is to look and see where your natal Saturn is. Because this is also an extreme. Okay, Saturn is an extreme. And Saturn rules Capricorn. I mean, does that help you out any? I mean, I think we all know what Capricorns are like, and I have Capricorn ascendant, so it's not like I'm beating up somebody besides myself here. This is, I think that it's just so important to like just go, okay, this is where Saturn is in my chart. Let's examine this, and then how do we handle changes? How do we handle this change? How are we moving through it? So, in fact, my Saturn is really close to my moon. And when you're looking at charts, okay, if something is within 10 degrees of your sun, moon, or ascendant, we call those like in play. All the other planets, if they're within 5 degrees of each other, like, God, everything is so spread out on my chart. How am I just now noticing that? Okay, so let's just take Venus and Mercury, since they just went direct. If we have Venus and Mercury, and if they're within 5 degrees of each other on your chart, we call those like they're at play. They're talking to each other. They're really influencing each other. Is it a good influence or is it a bad influence? Oh, we've all had those friends when they're just like, have another shot of tequila. You'll be fine in the morning. It's good. Just go ahead and do it. It's that kind of influence that we need to check and make sure that these planets are not influencing each other in a negative way, right? So my Saturn is really close to my moon. It's less than 10 degrees. So I think it is 6 degrees within each other. So my Saturn and my moon are within 6 degrees of each other in Gemini. So I think change for me is very emotional. I make a lot of changes in my life based on like emotion, based on what some of the things that's going on, with me, like what's driving me emotionally. And my guides know that. So when I'm unhappy, they're like, oh, let's make it really bad for her so she'll move. So she'll do something else, right? So when you look at Saturn in your chart, now we need to see how is it connecting like across your chart to where Saturn currently is, which is in Pisces. Is it at a square? Is it at a trine, which is good? Like how is it lining up here? And we can talk about that another time, but I just want you guys to look for it and just sort of line it up and like see how it's playing. Okay. So for me, Saturn in Gemini, confusion is the issue. Take responsibility for your thoughts. The life's lesson is to overcome the indecisiveness of your mind. What a shocker. And let's try doing that when we're in menopause. Yeah, that's a fun one. So, how many times must you change your careers or ideas about yourself in this life? Can you stop judging yourself? No, I can't stop judging myself. Either you will focus your mind as a writer, a thinker, or a talker, shut up, or you'll judge your mind as a dilettante, journal, write, and stay aware of your thoughts. They are not in charge of your life. Well, I will definitely tell you that my thoughts are in charge of my life a lot. And that's super fun with ADHD. Yeah, I think this is the reason for my ADHD. So Saturn in Gemini needs to look where the mind fixates. You need to focus and stay on track. You can easily multitask. You're great at communication, teaching, learning, talking, conversation. You're intellectual and funny. Do you guys think I'm funny? Think I'm funny? You need to become conscious, meditate, and learn to manage your mind and to decide what to focus on. Well, what a shocker about that. I only have about 486 projects right now in my carport that I can't park in because I have like all of that stuff going on. Yeah. Okay, this is awesome. Look at this. I got people saying I'm a hoot. I do like that. Thank you. I'm absolutely funny. You know, I think I'm funny, but it's not necessarily contagious. So it's all right, you know, if it's not. So that's the thing with me, is that there's a lot of emotion in, and a lot of overthinking and a lot of indecisiveness when my Saturn comes into contact with North Node. That's what happens to me personally. Now, again, looking at those dates for yourself, I just want you to, I want you to look at that and be aware. Now, my personal North Node is in, thank you. My North Node is sitting on my ascendant, and it's in Capricorn. So that means my South Node is in Cancer. That is very emotional, okay? South Node being in Cancer. So when Saturn is conjunct South Node, I have some kind of breakup. Yeah, I have some kind of breakup. I have something that I exit out of a relationship of some kind. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but that's how it works with me. Okay, so take a look at where Saturn and North Node is in your chart. Wherever North Node is, directly across from it, the opposite sign is going to be your South Node position. Okay, like currently we have North Node in Pisces, South Node is currently in Virgo. So all of us with a lot of Virgo placements in our chart, we have, we're releasing stuff maybe from our past lives. We're letting go. And that's not easy. It sounds like it would be easy, but it's not. Because some of us like to hoard that shit. I mean, let's just hang on to all the stuff that we've done bad, especially since, like, let's think about the stuff, and this is what I do. I'm like, what did I do bad in the 3rd grade? Yeah, remember Miss Kiesler, your 2nd grade teacher? Remember how you got on her nerves? Well, let's just take a deep dive into that. You know, I do that. And with menopause, you know, the hot flashes and the sweats at night, I'm up in the middle of the night sweating my ass off in what my husband is calling the nice ice room. And I am thinking over everything that I could have possibly done wrong in the entire 52 years that I have been on this planet. Yeah. Yeah. So find out where your Saturn is. And it's going to be helpful. And if you guys are wanting to share I can touch on some of these if you want to, if you look at your charts and you know where your Saturn is. And let me tell you where to look. The best explanation for your charts is Cafe Astrology. That gives you the best explanation, the best written explanations for your chart for free. Okay. I don't particularly like Cafe Astrology's chart. So I go to astro.com. Yes, just double checking. Astro.com. And I actually have an account with them. So I keep it on my desktop, like, you know, in the, what is that? Bookmark bar? Yeah. Mouse, what is that? Is that the bookmark bar? So I keep that on there all the time because I have an account and I keep, that's where I keep all my clients' charts. So, and well, and mine and my family's, because, you know, I have to know about these people that I'm related to. If they're going to go off the rails, I need to know before it's going to happen. Yeah. So anyway, take a look at where Saturn is in your chart. Then I want you really to look back at these dates. September 2013, June of 2002, and January of 1991. Take a look at those dates and just think back and just be like somewhere in that general area, like a month before or 2 months after, because this is like a wave. All right. It's like you drop something in very still waters in a lake and it has a ripple effect. So the energy does last for a bit. It's not like it's just going to come and go and it's going to flip a switch, but the energy does last for a bit. So take a look at that. My Saturn is in Scorpio. Okay. All right. I'm going to read Saturn in Scorpio because these are my notes that I took from a class. Hold, please. I've got it right here. My natal Saturn is in Scorpio too. Okay. We've got 2 Saturns in Scorpio. Okay, why is this not coming up? There it is. Yes, I typed up my notes. Okay. Face the dark. Face the dark and control fear. Okay. Life lesson. You must face the shadow. Either you are willing to deal with the addictions of your love. Either you are willing to deal with addictions, your love of sex, and the dark side of the psyche, or you will avoid these things like the plague. Mouse, what do you think about this? Oh, well, he's going to run. All right, so here we go. Sex wants union. It needs to release the ego, denies the shadow, learning to let go of control, needs to deal with the darker side of emotions and psychology, needs to ask, why am I doing this? Deals with the heavy parts of the human psyche, misunderstands the shadow, lives in fear. You're really out of control, but you don't realize it. This is unconscious, secretive, big waves. It could turn towards negativity, a propensity towards the negative, being miserable, scaring yourself with thoughts that says, it's hard for me to really trust God, life, or spirit. I bet you guys were born around the same time as each other. Just a guess. Just a guess. I mean, not all of everybody that was born in 1972. has Saturn in Gemini. But I would imagine most, hang on just a second, I can tell you. Yeah, no, everybody that was born in 1972 has Saturn in Gemini. There's a lot of little chatty Cathys out there that were born in 1972. I'm gonna have to check in. I'm gonna have to check in with some people. Okay, so North Node. That's the next item up for bid that I want to talk about. North Node. Now, really, can you just cooperate with me? There it is. All right, so my North Node is in Capricorn. And that is challenging. I mean, I feel like it's challenging because North Node in Capricorn wants everything to be grounded. And really, they want, like, North Node in Capricorn is looking for success, but not like success alone, because it's like encouraging everybody else, wanting everybody else to be successful. Okay, I kind of am like that a little bit. Like, because I'm just like, oh, well, no, if I'm going to do this, we're just all going to do it. We're all going to be successful at this. It's going to be great. I've had some hiccups along the way where there were some people that I was working with that didn't really want that kind of success, and it sort of burned me. So I've been coming back around to this. Part of it is like there's some stuff going on with and we can talk about this another time. It's it's more stuff in your chart where I have been like sort of doing some mental regression. And now I'm back going, okay, I'm ready to move forward again. I'm ready to move forward again. Remember last year when I took like 5 months off of my channel? Yeah. So it's good. It's good. This is the thing about this is like having North Node in Capricorn is that you have to give yourself permission to seek excellence or to be powerful or to be in charge. You have to give yourself permission to do that. And again, Saturn rules Capricorn, so super fun. What did you say? North Node in Taurus. You know what? Let's just take a gander at that, shall we? Okay, Taurus North Node, just for giggles. Stability is your friend. I just love that because I just like looking at Becky. Okay, stability is your friend. You've come in to be grounded and stable, practical and predictable, money conscious, conservative. That's interesting. But stability is your friend. Now, here's what I do know to be true here. You have to allow yourself to seek comfort and routine. Seek comfort, yeah. Your homework is to tend your garden. Find your habitual comfort. Play your favorite music over and over and over again. You know, that does make sense. Because just knowing Becky a little bit, I know that it took her a bit to find her habitual comfort zone, her habitual comfort place, where she can tend to herself, where she can take care of herself. And now now it is a place where she can sit back and go, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I like that. I like that. Man, this is some awesome stuff. Okay, so really, you guys, the reason why I've been going through a lot of my my astrology stuff, other than the fact that this, I really have been obsessed with this whole North Node Saturn conjunction for a little bit. But I have been going through some of my astrology stuff because I have been encouraged from a very sweet and dear friend of mine to do an impromptu astrology class. But we're not doing it until June, so I have some time to prepare. I do like that. And I love this. Okay, North Node in Cancer. Oh, nurturing. Put yourself first. Figure out your emotional body. Your feelings are a gift, not a curse. That is North Node in Cancer. I kind of like this. Okay. Track your feelings and honor your sensitivity. Find someone or something to mother. Oh my gosh. I so love that. I so love that. Okay, I do love this one. I am sensitive and it is okay. It is okay to be introverted and withdrawn at times. Oh my gosh. Go ahead, Tiff. Say that again. Yeah, that tracks. Because you know it does. Just as sure as this coffee is going to keep me up until probably 1 o'clock in the morning, it'll be perfect. Because then, like, I'll have, like, an amazing, like, hot flash. And, yeah. So I'm just going to be up forever. I'm going to give menopause, like, 1 star. 1 star. It's unpleasant. It's not fun. And my mother-in-law tells me that this could go on for years. Yeah. It's going to be fun. Maybe that should be my new catchphrase, is like menopause metaphysical round table. Menopausal metaphysical round table. That could be something good. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to stop. I mean, I don't think the cats or the dog think I'm really funny tonight. I mean, what are you going to do, right? Okay, so take a look again. Take a look at your chart. Let's see where things are. It's not kicking my ass yet. Are you serious? It is me. You're lucky. And maybe excuse me. It's just I just think that Mother Nature should choose. If you're gonna be like dealing with menopause, then I feel like you shouldn't be having to deal with the cycle part, just like choose one or the other. But when you're having to juggle both, I'm not a fan. I mean, I am not a super fan. Can you guys tell me what you're doing over there? There's no fighting here. I think the cats are going to disagree with me. So I want to tell you guys again, cafeastrology.com is a fantastic place to get really, really great information about your chart. And I'm talking about a booklet. I don't know if Jen is in the chat tonight, but my friend, I call her GI Jen. But it's a booklet that you can get, you can print off, you can download it on your computer from Cafe Astrology. It is fantastic information. But I like the chart better on astro.com just because it's easier to, I just like it better. It's just me, and it makes it easier when I'm reading for my clients, so that I can like look at it, and I just like astro.com's better. But it's totally up to you, not requirement. Metaphysal Round Table. Oh my gosh, that's funny, Becky. You are funny every single minute. Thank you. I try really hard. There was something I wanted to talk about. I'm telling you, this whole Neptune thing, I just want to, I know I'm not going to spend all night on Neptune, but we are like, we're in it right now. Okay, so Neptune rules altered states. Like it could rule like things through drugs and alcohol. So, you know, ayahuasca, fun things. Let's see. What did I say? It tells us where there might be sacrifice in your world determined by the house placement. So what I have is the basics of Neptune is very spiritual. It's emotive. It's the nonverbal dreams. It's illusions. It's just also our like hopes and dreams, those kind of things. It's our ideals. And I wrote down, it tells us where there might be sacrifice in your world determined by the house placements. Now, why would I write that down? Hold on. Hold. I think I can nail this. Okay, my Neptune is in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius people are hilarious. Okay. If you have a party, you definitely need to invite a Sagittarius. Okay. I mean, you need to bring in some Sages and some Aquarius and Geminis. That will liven up your party. Okay. Because one of them is going to make sure that there's a lot of like different songs that are playing, that it's not like one record playing over and over and over again. The other one is going to be making sure that everybody's like drinks are topped off. And then they may even walk around with a lighter and say, hey, you know, let's put a little like 151 rum on top of that shot and light it on fire and just drink it. Yeah. Those three signs are the kind of people that you want to invite to your parties. Yes, love the Sag that's in this chat. And oh my gosh, and there's an Aquarius in this chat. Now, the Scorpio and I, okay, I'm usually like, I want to talk to everybody. I want to talk to everybody and just like have some fun. But I also want to make sure that like we go ahead and start cleaning up the mess a little bit, you know, like let's have some fun. Let's like definitely chat it up. Let's definitely do those shots of tequila. But let's go ahead and clean some stuff up while we're doing that. You know, just go ahead and throw our trash away so that we don't have to think about that tomorrow. While the Scorpio is going to be thinking deep thoughts in the corner of just like, I'm having so much fun here. But I'm thinking everybody may need to spend the night, or how are we getting home safely? Because they need to be home. We want to make sure everybody's safe and okay. But but I want to make sure that we all get to know each other on a different level while we're here. But everybody is going to get home safely. I just love that. Sagittarius has me beat. Oh my gosh, Tiffany, don't say that. Don't say that. The Aquarius and the Sagittarius are always my number one. Like, yeah, let's bring it on. Y'all come on and let's have a slumber party. Okay. Oh my gosh, I did meet with a client this weekend. I don't have that many in-person clients anymore because, well, my office is a disaster and not a lot of people want to drive out here, But she was just like, I told her about my reading retreat where I was just like, I want to have like rent a big Airbnb or something and just have a bunch of people come and let's just read all weekend and then meet for dinner at night. Like everybody do breakfast and lunch on their own and then meet for dinner and like discuss some of the books that we've read, whether it's Jane Austen or I don't know, erotica, I don't know, or self-help or Agatha Christie. Oh my gosh, love Agatha Christie. Whatever it is that you want to read. And she was like, just set the date and I will be there. And I was like, I think this could be really good. And how much fun is it to have an Aquarius and a Sagittarius on board? Because they're going to be bringing the books that you're like, can I read that? While they're reading it, because they're probably laughing out loud at it, or they're probably just like, oh, like they're doing loud reactions to these books. And I would be like, yeah. Just give me the title. I'll download it on my like e-reader, my tablet. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Because, I don't want to steal somebody else's book. I mean, I would, but yeah, I don't want to steal somebody else's book out of their hand. Yeah. So I've got a ton of books. Okay. I'm going to set a date. And it's probably going to have to be when my kids are out of school. So I'm thinking like summer, maybe June. I mean, we don't want to do it on Memorial Day because that would be insane prices. But if we do it when my kids are out of school, I will need a break. And I love those kids, but so yeah, we could all get together, bring our favorite snacks, and then call Uber Eats for dinner. Or I don't know, have somebody make a giant lasagna or something. I don't know. I just want to read in quiet and then come and talk about it at the dinner table. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is really going to happen. Yeah, it's a good time to make it happen. I feel like this is a good time to make it happen. Oh my gosh. Yes, Becky, you can cook. I like to cook. I love to cook. It's some of the things that I experiment with, you can see like the faces on my friends or my husband. I mean, part of the reason why I married him is because like he eats whatever I put in front of him. But sometimes I would like experiment and you can see my friends taking a bite and going, yeah, this is really good. It's like, it is an experience. It's really complicated. When you hear people say it's an experience or it's complicated describing your food, go back to the drawing board. Okay, to be fair, the humidity is pretty high in Georgia in June. However, if we do it in sort of a mountainy, doing that in air quotes, as mountainy as Georgia gets, if we do it sort of like in a hilly area, or if we do it near a lake or something, you know, that could be an idea. It's very humid, but it's not as humid in June as it is in July and August. July and August are worse for humidity. Am I right? Okay, we could all come to Colorado. However, I think we could all just chip in and fly you out here. You and Kelsey. Kelsey is in Nebraska, so we could just like fly the two of you out here. We could just chip in for that. I mean, like Southwest Frontier, right? Amazing. And I mean, look at this. This is why I've been thinking about cocktails so much, is because this shirt has little cocktails all over it. Yeah. Really, I was working in the yard a lot today, and I think I'm a little punchy. I didn't put on makeup. I didn't put my eyelashes on. What a tragedy. I forgot to put my jewelry back on. But look, I did manage to finally get some of my stuff hung up in my office. The boys got me this little clear moon shelf. They got that for me for Mother's Day last year. Oh, we have an option for Reiki to everyone. Yes, always the lipstick angel. I mean, I have choices. Well, I mean, if you can't get anything else together, at least just put your lipstick on. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, I think this is going to be, I'm really excited to teach this astrology class. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a very basic astrology class. And we're going to do it. I think we're going to do it on Zoom. So if anybody else is interested in it, I am not 100% sure of the date. I will have to check with Jen and see. But we are, she has created a little, a kind of little spiritual group in Colorado, as a matter of fact. And she was having a hard time finding a place that she fit in really well. So she created one. So I am going to do, it's going to be basic astrology, but I hope that it's going to be it's going to be really in depth with the basics, so that you can look at somebody's chart and you can start to pull in and say, oh, let's look where your Saturn is and let's start talking about your Saturn, that kind of thing. But it helps you to read intuitively for yourself and for other people with the charts. I know, it's just, yeah, I'll get that information out for you guys too. I know. I just found out over the weekend that my kids are only in school for 5 more weeks. 5 more weeks. And then I'm going to have to keep them occupied all day. I mean, I'm going to have, these are active boys. And one of them is just like me. So he has to be kept occupied all the time. So this is going to be real interesting in 5 weeks, where I have no plans for them this summer. I haven't signed them up for anything yet, but I need to do that this week. I need to research and make sure these kids have art camp and Lego camp and horseback riding. And we're still Everett is, they're all just wanting to learn how to roller skate now. So, Dr. Seuss doesn't love roller skating, but thing 1 and thing 2 definitely are in it. Yeah. So they do have their own roller skates. So we are going to spend some more time at the roller skating rink this summer. That should be fun. Yeah. Anyway, but I'll keep you guys posted when we do the astrology class. I will tell you right now, it'll be on a Sunday. She already decided that it would be on a Sunday. So we're going to do an astrology class. If you guys are interested in it, just hit me up at this email address and I'll put you on the list and we'll do it together. We'll do a Zoom class and just like open it up. Then I cannot remember what else, but there are some more things coming up. I will get on this Reading Wonderland thing, a Reading Wonderland weekend, maybe in June. And if I do it like now, I can sort of book a large-ish Airbnb and we can all just split it up. And then I know Alethea's not here tonight, but she did say that she was very interested in that. So I'm gonna have to check in with her. I mean, all of us that love to read, this can be fun. This is gonna be fun. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Make sure you look back at your life and see what you were doing in September of 2013, June of 2002, January of 1991. I'm not going back further than that. But take a look and see what was happening in your life and see if you can establish a pattern. Maybe there are things that you are moving into. And it's not necessarily a move like it was for me. It's not necessarily that you're, changing residences like it has been for me. But it could also be that you're, shifting out of a relationship or shifting into a relationship, changing career paths. There's a big change there. When Saturn is conjunct North Node, it's change. And I think that I feel like it's good change. Let's see, what do I have written here? Sorry. Oh, this is what getting the strength to face practical or emotional things that you've been putting off, bringing order to chaos. Getting clear on the inner meaning of past events. The clarity of Saturn is quiet, sober, reliving, and is a gift, which I cannot see because, and is a gift given, not something that's attained. I like this. Experience the delays and blocks, things snagging up. Notice your reactions. I like that. Wow. Okay. So those are the little notes that I just like threw in there. But what did I get? Oh, I did write this down because I did tell you guys this like months ago. I got this information from MelanieReinhart.com, MELANIEREINHART.com. And it's Saturn North Node on her website. And so I have a lot of notes written here that it was pretty. She has these are two gas giants. I can kind of see that. And so I did get a lot of information about this from her. I think that this is really, excuse me, I think this is really interesting. Okay, this is a good time to establish a connection with meditation. I like that. Yeah, reflecting. Ooh. All right, so there you have it for those. And I do highly recommend, if you want to take a look at melanierinehart.com, and it's her Saturn North Node in her on her stuff. She's pretty interesting. And I did talk about this like a few months ago when I talked about Saturn and North Node, but it just happened. So I wanted to like take a little bit of a deep dive into that. All right. I hope you guys do have a wonderful, wonderful week. I just love this group. Y'all are awesome, awesome, awesome. And I will let y'all know when I come up with the dates for a reading weekend and the astrology class. It'll be good. All right, you guys. Until we see each other again, what are y'all going to do? Get out there and make your magic. Bye, y'all. Thanks for being here.